Now pots. There's three types of pots that are concerned. The normal pot, here I have a Brunton IB cook set. You probably would want something like this if you're with a group of people and you're cooking meals for more than 2 people. This, I would go more titanium than aluminum, just because titanium would save you a little weight. The packability, obviously, it's bigger, it's heavier, but again, it's geared more towards a group backpacking trip. This weighs 5.5 ounces, so half a pound. Next area would be using your Ziploc containers. This and your freezer bag, which we're going to get into in a second, you would only use if you're going to do what's called freezer bag cooking. Freezer bag cooking is cooking with only dehydrated or freeze-dried foods. Those types of foods are your lightest foods available. And they look like this. Usually made by Mountain House. Or there's a new company that I'm going to try out soon. It's called Hawk Vittles. This is dehydrated. This is freeze-dried. These are going to be your lightest food weight. Reason being, there's no water in them. All you have to do is boil 2 to 3 cups of water, place it with the food. You can either place it in the container or place it in your freezer bag and insulate it with, this is a reflective insulating material you can buy at Lowe's. And let it sit for 10-15 minutes. The water is going to re-enter the food. It's going to puff out, and you're going to have yourself a nice hot meal. And basically, the whole idea is to save you some weight. Now, going back to the pots, you can use Ziploc containers, which weigh considerably less. Turn this on. So that was 5.5 ounces. This is 1.5 ounces. With alcohol stoves, you're going to need a windscreen because they're not going to burn efficiently if the wind's blowing on it. And the new lightweight thing to do is to turn a beer can into a pot. Believe it or not, this pot right here weighs 1.5 ounces. Right here. This is 2 cups of water that I'm going to be using to cook my freeze-dried or my dehydrated meals, as opposed to 1/2 pound or 5.5, 6 ounces. There are different versions. You could probably make your own. I got this from Mini Bull Design. So, I mean, take a look, see which areas you want to go for. The complete set together is 4 ounces. So you're saving 1.5 ounces, basically. Is the weight penalty something you want to look for? I don't know. But if you take this entire complete set with this, plus that, you're looking at 6 ounces. That's 6 ounces for a complete pot set. Do the same thing with this set. Look at 1 pound. Now you're saving 1/2 pound. So if you look at it individually, you're not going to see that much of a weight savings. Looking at it as a complete set, you just save yourself 1/2 pound going in that route. Now going into the food, you look normal Mountain House foods. Believe it or not, these freeze-dried food tastes pretty good. Close to the real thing. I first started going backpacking with MREs, meals ready to eat, military rations. You can get them on any survival site. But a whole meal for the day for an MRE runs about 2 to 3 pounds. This one meal, this is made for 2, is 6 ounces. So I can have one in the morning and one at night, and it's £1. Whereas I'm having 3 pounds for a meal for an MRE. Reason being is this has no water in it. MRE has water in it. I would steer towards this for backpacking. MREs, in my opinion, are too heavy to go backpacking with. And to be honest, I think they have a comparable cost. This will run you in Sports Authority probably around $6 or $7. Same thing for probably an MRE. So I think it's comparable, and this is a little more nutritious. Other snacks you want to go for: crackers. You can go for Snickers bars, protein bars, anything you want that's high in calories, and it's going to pretty much fill you up. So that's pretty much it for backpacking stoves and the food you want to bring. Now let's move on to the next chapter.